Cool. Good. I'm normally the person that sits in the back row and loves coming to these things, but I'm not normally the person who's up the front talking. So I thought I should take the jump in the deep end this time around and actually stand up and have a go and talk about something. So a couple of people who I've talked to about what I do and some of the work that I'm doing at my school said you really should talk about this. So here I am talking about this. The school that I work at is Cranbourne East Primary School. This is it. And I started here in about 2013 when it first opened. Our school is a handful of one of the public-private partnership schools that are set up in Victoria. So what this means is it's still considered a government school, but we have a private consortium that looks after the management and maintenance of the building. The perks of this is that we have someone on site who looks after all our maintenance issues. So the love have as a classroom teacher when a kid throws up or the toilets are blocked and, hey, can you come and fix it? Someone turns up and fixes it within 7 minutes for us, which is really good. Cranbourne's got about 3 of these schools being a growth area within Victoria. So there's us. I'll talk about the secondary school in a minute, and there's another primary school and another secondary school. And there's also other schools like this set up in the western suburbs. It's kind of creepy when you go and visit them because you walk in and the layout is exactly the same, a little bit like the BER buildings. You sort of know where everything is. So it's a bit creepy. If you look us up on Google Maps, that's where we are. So we're still a little bit behind. So we are based down here somewhere. We share our site with a secondary college as well, and as of the start of this year, we now share a site with a special school as well. So there's 3 schools actually on the one block of land at the moment, which presents some of the challenges that we have faced. So why most schools would sort of get together for an assembly and chuck everybody in the gym, our setup is sort of unique in because we share a lot of our facilities. Trying to get 3 schools to access the one gym and have access to it at the one point in time is a little bit difficult. That's presented one of our challenges in terms of how we can run a whole school assembly all together. Our student enrolment has been absolutely crazy. When we first opened, they thought we'd have about 100, 200 kids. We opened with double that, 430 kids. So I think we actually hold the record for the largest school enrolment day one opening for a primary school, and we've continued to grow. So in 3 years, we've pretty much doubled our enrolment. Unfortunately, we sort of haven't kept up in terms of finding spaces and facilities to fit kids in. So that's been a challenge just in order to sort of keep up with tables, chairs and spaces for people to work and for people to teach. So yeah, finding a space to fit everybody in was a bit of a challenge as well. We just didn't have a spot to fit the whole school, let alone you know, the classes that we're trying to run at the moment. So this led to us a bit of brainstorming and led to us coming up with the idea of running our school assemblies online. In 2011, I worked with the education department as a web conferencing coach and had used Blackboard Collaborate to facilitate professional learning for teachers across the state. If you haven't used Blackboard Collaborate before, it's a little bit like Skype in that it allows you to talk and share video, but you can have multiple participants in at the same time, a little bit like Roland's Google Hangouts. You can also share PowerPoint presentations, websites. You can poll participants and get them to engage. There's like a shared whiteboard where people can draw. Sort of a really dynamic and engaging tool. The Blackboard Collaborate license is managed through the education department, and they've got the license there as well. And they also provide training for teachers to use the setup. It's free to anyone who works in education, regardless of what sector you're in. So you can be government, Catholic or private and still access the system. And they're still running the web conferencing program as well. So if it's a tool that you'd like to use, there's coaches out there that'll help support you in terms of setting up your first web conference, learning how to use the tools and getting yourself up and running. They'll even sit in the first few sessions and help you out if things go a little bit pear-shaped as well. So in terms of how we use it to run our assembly, on our school website, we post a link once a week sharing the session details. Our parents subscribe to our school website, so they get email notification when it's going to come online. We're set up in our library, so we have a group of students that help facilitate and run the assembly, and they broadcast from there. We sort of do the usual technical tips. So a lot of our parents will log in from home, meaning they don't have to come up to school. Kids who are away is often the good one. They'll log in from home and type messages to the grade, "Hi, I'm off sick today, but thought I'd better drop in and check out the assembly." So we do a few technical tips at the start, just in terms of letting people know how the tool works and the important cyber safety stuff. So just reminding people to make sure, because it's recorded, we only refer to people by their first names. And we then kick off. In a perfect world, this is going to play. Or not.
And welcome to our online assembly for Wednesday, May 7th.
I've only got speed.
Our last one for today, we've got quite a lot to get through today, so we'll make a start, and I'd like to pass over to Jess, who's going to lead us through our welcome to country. Thanks, Jess.
Assemblies Primary School would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the
And on it goes. So we sort of kick off with the usual welcome to country. We beam our national anthem out as well. So we play the audio and have the words come up on the screen, and you can hear the kids singing in stereo around the school. We do Auslan as our load. So we have our Auslan teacher come on, and she does Sign of the Week. And we do that via video as well. Our principal jumps online with his video and shares his principal's report, beams that out across the school. We do our awards as well. With 800 kids, there's a lot of awards each week, so if we do miss an assembly, it's a bit of a hurry to get through. The usual stuff, so house points, SRC, athletics, we talk about some school events. We do get the odd student performance, so we'll video that and beam that out as well. And a chance for teachers to do any other announcements. The great thing about it is it's recorded, so if parents miss it and their kids have done something really wonderful, they can go back and watch it at home at a time that suits them. Other advantages have been that because we don't have a physical space to meet, it's enabled us to still get together as a whole school and see what's going on. It's brought teachers on board who probably aren't the most technology savvy people, and they've got a chance to sort of engage with something that's pretty out there and innovative at the moment. Bandwidth's a bit of an issue at the moment. We've had a few sessions where we get kicked off. Well, as well as sharing the site with the secondary college, we share our internet, which is a bit of a problem. And finally, we're running a session on Friday, so if you want to check it out, that's our school webpage, and that's us. Cheers.